Yeah,
they literally build Pro League players over and ship them off to other teams.
I'm fairly certain that Finland is still the top earning country overall in Pro League in terms of prize pool because of how many Finnish players come off Sisu and get picked onto other teams. Anyway, that's this whole different
positive
story.
aspect, though. 2 of them came back. Yeah. Both Eunice and Shate are back, so they can get some of them back occasionally.
Band phase.
Where will they be?
Where are we going to be playing? Let's find out. Got Villa, Coastlines band, so we've got Villa, no Cafe, Bank, and what am I missing here? Borders band.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, thank you. Yeah. We haven't seen any Clubhouse yet, so it is going to be just that.
Been a little bit on the upswing here. This will be interesting. Penta, I don't believe I've even played Clubhouse this season.
Really?
If I remember correctly. I mean, I might have missed one, but Sisu have lost it twice. However, that was the Sisu who was doing pretty poorly in the first half and doing a little bit better now, so...
I mean, we say a little bit better, so they've actually been losing a lot, but they've been coming very close to winning.
Yeah, and I'm not saying a little bit better as in like, oh, they're going to be going to Japan, but a little bit better as in they're not just getting stopped.
Yeah, the odds of Sisu making out of relegations are very slim. Wow.
A lot of people excited about the way they've been playing lately.
Fair enough, guys. Fair enough.
I think it's possible because Penta look like whatever's going on in their team they haven't completely fixed. Whereas Sisu have looked like they've fixed a few things. So.
It does look like Sisu are in their stride right now, but they're in their stride and still losing and drawing, I guess. They did get that draw very recently. We'll load into the match. It's going to be Clubhouse. Penta starting on attack, Sisu starting on defense.
Definitely going to be focused on Yoneder especially because he's been one of them that's been really helping change the performance. Shate and Eunice, of course, get a lot of highlights because of their status, but definitely someone to watch out for on Yoneder. What will the op bands be? Heartbreacher to start? Or, yep, there it is, Maverick. And probably a Capitao, I would assume, next. But you never know. It might just be something a little more off the board, like a Lion or Jackal.
Let's see. Ooh.
Whoa, double hard breach ban.
So that's going to be now only Thermite in play, which will limit the attacker's options. We've seen this before. It's not a crazy thing. It just means that the matches or the rounds will play very differently than
could see some serious
how they would otherwise. Maestro taken care of, and then it'll be Mira as well. Which means Capitao is in play, which means the bandit tricking on Cash won't happen at the very least. Probably not on any of the other sites too. Capitao can generally deny all of the tricking on all of the sites here.
It's true, because he can, with the way he can drop the fire now, he can do it on the church wall as well now. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's, I mean, it could happen. Depends on what the team brings on the attacking side,
and that's the thing is, of course, you get a preview of that, and if they don't sixth pick to something, you can go, hey, we could bandit trick this round.
All right, so we'll see.
Zofia does help deny that, but now the Jackal is going to be played, and that is going to, Jackal and Capitao. Maybe going to sixth pick over to the Zofia, or just going with the IQ?
Everything's making sense for the attack for me right now. The only thing that they don't have is soft destruction in abundance. They might have breach charges, sure, but what I mean is specifically like a Zofia. There it is.
They just wanted a sixth pick.
So they caught it.
Oh, the clash, though.
Yeah, so this sixth pick worked out in Penta's favor because they put onto the clash, which means that the Legion is no longer to be countered by the IQ because he's not there. And the IQ is not there, but the Zofia counters the clash.
Also, combined with the Capitao.
Yeah, so that is a hard win on the six pick phase for Penta for sure.
Definitely think Movitao is gonna have to play like really well or with really good teamwork to get anything out of that. Because if Blaster Hungry hunt him down, it's gonna be a struggle.
Move has been looking really good on this roster after he got put on, and honestly. He's looking pretty strong. So I think even on a clash, I think he can enact a lot of change and influence this pretty well. Well, I guess we'll see.
Just depends on the teamwork, I think. We are going to see Eunice on that roaming Vigil, most likely. Should be interesting to see if he's able to actually get any kills off that, because roaming's still not the easiest thing to do on this map, especially when Jackal's in play. He's leaving footprints all over bedroom, running around in circles, leaving them going down the stairs, things like that. And you're most likely to enter with a Jackal on that side, on the hot tub side, which is looking like where Revan's going. So very likely he's going to catch the footprints of Eunice, start pinging him, and that could be a real problem for him because that is one of the biggest counters besides IQ to Vigil. So it's going to be tough. And of course, drones as well going to be looking for Hungry, but Vigil can stop the drones from spotting him.
By the way, I asked Jonitor how to pronounce his name, and he said it was like Johnny, like so.
Oh, it is Jonitor instead of Yonitor?
Yeah.
What is with these Finnish players not wanting the J's?
Well, I mean, the J thing with the yaw is I don't think it's inherently Scandinavian thing, is it?
No, I don't know. I mean, but Eunice goes by
don't
that, right?
really know where it
Don't
comes
call him Junus. I mean, I did many times, unfortunately.
way back when.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's just difference in opinion or something like that. I have no idea what it is, but yeah.
All right.
It's
Jonitor, then. I'll have to get that down. Thanks,
it's
for catching that.
He said it in a very specific way. It's like Jonitor or something like that, but it's hard to pronounce, and I'm going to stick with the John.
Yeah.
So far, Penta trying to take open the cache wall, and it just hasn't really worked out for them yet. They have done a little bit of damage to Move, of course, so on lower HP, but still in play, and especially as a shield, like, it's not the end of the world for him.
Just makes it a little riskier for him to play aggressive. 2
firebolts used. The wall has been opened up, so that's good. The attackers have made that happen. It took a long time. Jonitor is going to be playing inside of the garage, holding an angle onto the breach.
I gotta wonder if Jackal has tracked down the Vigil yet, because Eunice seems to just be able to hang out.
This should be a free kill onto Jonitor, because he's been droned out. Lifeline comes in, doesn't actually disorient him. Jackal peeking on the left side, misses his shots though. Jonitor doesn't. One lands onto the Jackal. Penta now really, I mean, they're skeptical of this push despite having the information on Jonitor. The level of fear that is being displayed here by these 2 attackers on the breach is kind of puzzling. Here comes the push, finally. It's a little bit late, but Blaz does manage to get the kill into Jonitor. So now Sisu down 1 man and a lot of HP, but little time here for the attack. Eunice, though, will take down Blaz. So good refrag there from Eunice. He's also going to be pressuring from the lounge, which is really big because it means that Move can persist on the balcony. Ball coming out. Going to cover the visual there for the clash. But he's just waiting on that balcony. He's not allowing any push here from Penta. There's Jonas, and he'll get eliminated by Hungry. I'll have time to see the change there, but Hungry goes on to 1 kill. Enemy also contributing 1. Ravon is on the floor. Boonsi going to be a big player here, so he has to make the play to deny the plant, but it's actually going to be Shate with the C4, who won't get the kill, but he does push him off the plant, so there's no time. And Sisu wins on time, despite being at a man disadvantage.
That was absolutely Jonitor and Eunice winning that. Just off the time, the amount of times that Jonitor was able to sit in garage and peek and peek and peek and deny their push, their entire focus was on garage. They didn't have any good flank control, despite having the man advantage once they killed Jonitor. Eunice traded it and then was able to hang out for a while. And then their inability to get positions out, the smoke actually worked against them a little bit too, because it also denied their vision of the defenders. It just was well played by Sisu in terms of patience. Not having the man advantage and how long it took for Penta to take confident control of garage. Just their utility play, for example. Yes, it took them the 2 firebolts to get the wall open, but that left them nothing to really deal with the clash. And that forced them to sit there and just use, smokes and flashes on clash. That didn't really do a whole lot for them to help with that. And just overall, just a little bit of lack of confidence, lack of control from Penta. But also people like Jonitor just playing absolute confidence, playing peaks, and just playing it smart so that they could not anticipate his angle.
Now, CC with an early round, but I gotta say that round really came down to time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Poor time management from Penta. The big thing is that what you were talking about with Jonitor, that's all of that time got absorbed there. He's just chilling in garage.
Garage can really do that to you if you can't take it fast.
The crazy thing is he got droned out. They knew there was no support for him directly because Clash was playing on the balcony.
Yeah.
Or on the catwalk, I should say. Nobody else was playing there, just the Clash. They knew that. The Penta knew that, and it still took them like 40 seconds to kill Jonitor.
You just didn't have a solid plan, and it's like, well, you can have someone push from the door as well, potentially. Like, Clash isn't going to whip out and kill you all of a sudden.
Well, whatever it is, Penta definitely needs to be a little bit more assertive if they want to be able to take those rounds. Now, a reminder that Penta are the team that are playing overall in the season. In the macro, they're playing a little bit better. They actually, Sisu right now doesn't have any wins. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what we've seen so far is a lot of trepidation on the side of Penta in the early rounds and a lot of assertive plays from Sisu. Even potentially risky plays, but none that have been punished, really.
Yeah. Well, Eunice just far back enough to not get pushed by that, but Boonsy there to back him up. And interestingly, with the SMG-11 rounds and the shock, this again could be a situation where Penta are not feeling confident to push that blue, and that could really hurt them here because you really want that blue control if you can get it. Hungry, you're going to try and drone at least potentially before he peeks this doorway, but he can't see both of them from that angle. Flashes are only going to do so much for him, and Eunice again stays out of range.
Boonsy's got the shotgun, but he's got to land the perfect shot. Oh, Jonas with the support! He gets one, but he's not able to get the second. Yokai drone calling out, though, and Sisu with great hold on New Blue. They've successfully delayed, and they know they can fall back now, which is exactly what they do.
I love that teamwork. The gas canister, the Yokai, just falling back, taking your kill, and moving forward again with time management, really benefiting from Sisu.
Yeah. Big plays from Sisu and Jonas specifically. Right now, oh, Jonator on an aggressive angle. I'm doing it again. Jonator on an aggressive angle, and he will do a little bit of damage there. Shate takes down enemy. The C4 successful for Sisu.
Diffuser just sitting in an exposed position.
And Ravon will get the first kill for his team, though, as Move goes down by Blue. So good job there, too, Ravon. So it's not over for Penta just yet. Oh, probably behind cover. Oh, wow! An impressive shot from Shate. Ravon goes down, and Jonator, the refrag. Janix with a double piece from Moto. And he actually is putting it together for his team. Suddenly, Penta's back in this, thanks to Janix's efforts. Now I'm doing it to him. Boonsy, big player here, is he's got those gas canisters to delay. C4 still in the hand for Eunice, and he can do a great job of holding up the moto push, considering the calls coming out from the Yokai drones. They know where both of these Penta players are. Slow push in here from the Moto door, but Janix gets a third, and it's just Jonas. He gets one. Can he get the second? Changing angles, pistol out. He's got to land the shots, and he does. Sisu, 2 rounds in a row. Janix, a big clutch.
Really good plays there from a lot of members of Sisu, and just barely enough, but the C4 kill on the diffuser, for example, that was so important because it forced them to have to come back and just get bottlenecked. But Janix really actually punished them for that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because he's expecting them to be watching the diffuser. Absolutely played that against him. Nice shot down blue, though, from Shate to try and counter some of that.
All the names we have in this match that start with J, because it's I know Janix,
yeah.
Like personally, it's Janix.
Well, that's what Milos has brought up a couple times, that you specifically told him that.
I know that one, right?
Yeah.
And then Jonator is weird for me because we also have, it's a Finnish name, right? But then Jonas is a Finnish name, but he says it's like, oh man,
they're just trolling us at this point.
I think they might be.
They don't. It doesn't really actually matter. They just want to mess with us.
Yeah, we're jumping all over the place, racking our brains. And to be fair, actually, almost every single Finnish player I've ever asked is like, how specifically do I pronounce your name? Mm-hmm. They always say, yeah, you can pronounce it however you want.
Yeah.
You can go right ahead, do whatever you want. It's confusing. It's Finnish.
Yeah.
That's what they say every time.
It's so nice. They're such nice people.
They are really nice people. And maybe that's why Finland is like the top earning country in Rainbow Six esports. I'm going to double check that too.
They're like super nice people, but they're really good at going around shooting other people.
In video games.
Yeah.
Well, they do actually have like that. Never mind, doesn't matter. Now, so far, Sisu have won 2, yes, but very narrowly, especially that last round.
Time was a huge factor.
Yeah, time has been a huge factor. That last round was just a clutch from Jonas.
Oh.
Laz is going to start this round off really, really well, taking down Shate. So that's an early kill.
Great punish there.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to go for some kind of peek, it looked like, but his camera's not going to really give him the advantage in that one. They were expecting it. No damage done as well to Penta. So great trade. Shate now not going to be an impact. That's a C4, I imagine, off the board as well, and that's a good start. Muto has also taken a little bit of damage as well. Not a huge amount. Now they know the shield and bandit strat's going to be played here on the wall. No Kaed, it's just definitely down to just the bandit.
Oh, correction, actually. So I am looking at this wrong. It's United States in first with the overall most earnings. And then it's Finland in third, actually, behind Brazil.
Still, Finland, pretty good country at producing esports players here.
And you know what that is? That's regional leagues. So, yeah, that's why I got confused. Wasn't thinking about that. Now, Nades coming in here onto the jacuzzi balcony, and the Bandit tricks it. Jonas with the big plays once again. Not only clutching rounds, but also denying the wall getting opened up. If even just one exothermic gets denied, it limits the options of Penta significantly because there are no other hard breachers.
Yeah, this is definitely a big struggle here for them. They might be out of nades. They've committed so many resources that even if they win that wall getting open, they've still lost so much, and they do. But he sticks it.
Oh no!
Blast, no!
A TK from Blast, and now suddenly Sisu are looking good again.
It says the wall's open. You're retired.
C4, and Jonas will get it. Just narrowly, actually shot midair. A beautiful play there for whoever shot that C4. I'll have to ask him if they win, but Jonas on low HP, and he'll fall back. He amazingly survives.
He's forced them to commit so much to that, though. And yes, he might die now, but he's still alive to try and punish. Just really push the back. A minute left, still doable, and they do have the wall open. But just how much they had to commit to that now. Boonsy, though, actually potentially somewhat trapped in that room. Does have a rotate hatch, but he's got the castle barricade. No, that gets taken down. Great teamwork there. Blast with a nice kill.
He makes up for his mistake earlier, and now we have two Sisu players on very low HP, so it's looking pretty good here for the attack. Jonator now, the only one with full HP on his team. He's going to have to make big plays, as it usually happens in these scenarios. Ravon going for the push-in. He'll be followed closely by Blaz. Good angle here from Jonas. Firebolt comes out. Jonator has to move. He'll eat a little bit of damage, and now he can't control the site because of that Firebolt. Well placed by Hungry. Plant going down there from Blaz. Good cover here from Move, but he's just narrowly not landing the shot, and Ravon will shut him down. There goes Jonator and Jonas to finish off the round. Penta clean up shop, and their first round in this match.
And essentially a flawless round because the only kill on the Penta was a team kill.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It was in essence a flawless round.
Just not for Blaz himself.
Yeah, not actually, but it, kind of though.
They killed 6 players that round.
Good point. So that round, really nice attempt there from Jonas. That would have been a round save on that C4, but somebody on Penta shot the C4 midair, and you know what? I really want to know who.
It's happening so much more often now. They used to be a LAN only thing pretty much.
Do you want to know what that is? It's the netcode.
Yeah.
It's once they updated, and this was like a year ago now, more than a year even now, when they updated the netcode, when everything syncs up and is like proper and like there's checks and balances so nothing can just be crazy. It used to be that the C4, like the visual representation of the C4 and the actual hitbox of the C4 were separate.
Yeah, because they're still mid-movement.
Yeah, it would be mid-movement. You could tell because you would be shooting right on it and you wouldn't be landing the shot. But like again, a long time ago, they changed that. So now it's easier to shoot C4s. A lot of people oddly don't even try, but yeah, it's actually pretty easy. They move really slow, and they're pretty big hitboxes, so yeah. Good job to whoever that was, though, on Penta's side, and I really, really wish I knew who.
It'd be funny if it was just them like trying to pre-fire and just happening to hit it as well.
Maybe.
Because there was a tight angle. He was kind of playing a little bit of a pixel peek.
It was probably Ravon. That's my bet. I think it was Ravon. He was the one in the position to do it. Sisu, now they aren't in the 3-0, but 2-0 or 2-1 still pretty good to start things off here. We expect this to be a really close match given both the team standings. So,
and it has been. I mean, the wins from Sisu were also very close. That was definitely the most dominant round we've seen by far, and it was from Penta, because Sisu's rounds weren't ever really that one-sided.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, both of the wins from Sisu were definitely narrow. And there goes one Sisu player early on.
Again!
Blaz has been getting these early picks consistently now.
Both on the Shate as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting a little greedy.
Yeah. And Blaz did get the TK, of course, but you know what? You can't hold it against him.
He's just willing to kill anyone, no matter what color.
He's, he's the berserker. He's the team berserker, and he's just going to go ahead and he's going to do what he's there for, which is popping heads. Now, enemy going to try and open up this wall. A fake out. He's just wary of the bandit, who is dead. That obviously has not been called, though, because he's still wary of the bandit, who is still dead.
Yeah, there's no Kaed as well.
Unless there's suddenly a new Necromancer operator I don't know about, there should be a pretty easy open wall here.
Ideas.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're right. I shouldn't have said that. Jonas cannot impact this wall, of course, so he'll fall back. Nowhere to do that on that one. An impact does detonate, though I don't know where. It looks like the attacker wary of a potential run out on the garage door, and it was an impact underneath. Move has opened up under the breach and is trying to hold from below.
And that's something you usually see the attackers doing here, but they're at least trying to pressure him out of that position. But Yonder in his same position that he played before. Good old Johnny.
Yeah. Move is here to support Jonator this time around on the breach that is once again opened up. Now that wall actually can be impact tricked, but they didn't make an effort to do that. Jonas will get it down and lounge onto Blaz. Move trying to challenge, but he'll die to the nade from Ravon. Well-placed one indeed. Jonator on low HP as he tries to challenge into the garage. And Ravon does eat some damage on that same angle. Still an advantage for Penta, but it's definitely not a surefire win just yet.
Well, they're definitely trying. Time is dwindling down, though. They have a man advantage, but with Ravon at such low health, it's not that big of one.
A bomb has been located.
Jonas challenging the breach to the best of his ability. He gets flash, but only just. He comes off that at the perfect moment to avoid full flash, but it's not going to matter. The rush came in a little bit later. Firebolt goes out. Doesn't hit Jonas, amazingly. Gas canisters to try and deny the plant, and it will be successful. Jonas gets the kill on the attempted retreat there from enemy. Low HP and Ravon means that this is very winnable for Sisu right now. Jonator are up close on the angle by the breach. He is on low HP, but he can get the surprise. That is a big factor for the defense right now. Jonas still challenging aggressively by the garage, but he'll die to Hungry on the initial engagement. Jonator's going to take down Janix, who's coming up from behind. Hungry now the last one alive, and he'll win it. Amazing gunplay from Ravon, actually. And it's going to be Penta who win it out. I miscalculated on the amount of players that were still alive for Penta.
Yeah.
They still get it. And wow, what a big win there. That's 2 now for Penta.
I really thought that was going to go Sisu's way. The way that Eunice was playing that back spot, denying the defuse like that, shooting the thermite as he was running out, trapping the diffuser in the site, that should have been very winnable for them at that point. But just Eunice getting picked off and then losing that last fight there, that was definitely I mean, obviously that was literally what lost them the round, but it was so close. That was definitely not the dominant round we saw from Penta before, but it still looked pretty good. They managed to pick off, for example, Move with that grenade, just being able to be a little bit less scared, taking the angles they needed to, getting good control, getting the wall up. But that initial bandit kill, Shate dying early, that was a big cost to them that round as well. Giving them the opportunity to open that wall uncontested once they realized it. To be fair, I don't think they realized it at first because they didn't know who they killed. They killed someone on a peak, and you don't really get the opportunity to see if you didn't drone out the players and mark them first, which at Pro League level, you're not going to do that a lot, right? Because you're not necessarily going to go try and drone and identify everyone, especially when there's a reveal phase anyways. It's not worth losing a drone early for that, to ping a player.
Good information there from the attack on the drones for sure. The big thing for me is that they didn't spend too much time trying to clear into garage this time around, and they also managed to get some kills by lounge, which is really big for them. Though Penta were punished in lounge as well, so it wasn't a one-sided affair there. Sisu made it really hurt. When it came down to the actual take, I honestly lost track of who was winning in that engagement.
Right.
Because it was so back and forth, and it was really hard to see who was actually getting the kills.
A lot of smoke too.
Yeah, that too. Now, that is, I think, not really the fault of anything in particular, mostly just telling of how this match is playing out.
Absolutely.
In that it's a really close one, which is why you're getting those explosive engagements that could go either way.
I definitely could see this ending up in a tie.
Yeah. Great information being called out here from Janix. He's going to see the Valkyrie cam and the Valkyrie on the catwalk. Hungry sees Boonsey, and he lands the headshot. Down goes, of all operators, your smoke.
Well, these early picks here working out for Penta every single round, it seems now. Just a lot of these players from Sisu trying to play aggressive defense, and that is one of their strengths, so I can understand it. But Penta seem to not be getting caught off guard by it anymore. They're just, you know what, let's take it slow and steady. Take these, watch for peaks, take as much map control as you can comfortably do, get picks like that onto Eunice, and just keep moving.
That was a big assertive play there from Janix, and it was because of his teammates calling it out. Hey, he's rotating, he's standing, easy pick.
Yep.
And Janix took full advantage. He didn't hesitate for a second. Jonator, top of the stairs in New Blue. Oh, sees Janix, but doesn't land the shot. Nice fake peek there from Janix. And he baits out the shots, then doesn't repeat the angle, which forces Jonator to fall back.
Well, they are starting to get things open here now. Huge advantage here for Penta because they've got enough time and the manpower. And then, of course, steamrolling that down to a 2v5. Now, of course, no one else that's left alive has taken any damage, but C4s are still available here. You've got the Yokai drone, so they've got some utility to work with on Sisu, but definitely not the manpower.
C4 out from Shate. Doesn't hit anything. He was doing that in desperation to try and bring the round back in his team's favor. Considering the man count, it's sensible. Shate eliminated as he attempts to peek into Moto. It's just move in a 1 versus 5. He will maybe get a peek onto the buck. There it is. Clean kill. The Firebolt actually supporting him in this situation because he can't be pushed from blue. But from the drop down, the last kill there from Blaz. Actually, no, not even from an armory push.
Wow.
Wait a minute. No. It was actually from the main hallway.
There we go.
I was wrong.
They're coming from everywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is really what we're seeing right now, is, Penta just kind of collapsing on Sisu in that last take into the site.
I feel like Penta's communication and tight-knit play has really tightened up over these rounds. Like, they're definitely getting better at it. I mean, there's been some denials that have been pretty good from Sisu, but even when they're getting denied, they seem to be a lot more coordinated. So, for example, that round that they just barely won before on Cash, Eunice was being a problem. They coordinated, they took him out, and managed to actually get the win on that. It's just, they're coming together as a team, like in a much better way than that one round where, say, for example, Jonathan was just pushing the hole on the garage and not letting them in. I feel like they really kind of pivoted from that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So, down to the basement. Once more onto the breach, dear friends, screams Sisu. They attempt the basement one more time. They have actually won the basement before, but it was off of a clutch from Yanix. Oh my gosh, I'm actually meshing the J names now.
I'm struggling every time too.
You have to like pause, think. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
It's a play-by-play nightmare.
Yeah. Going to the basement here. It was a clutch, thanks to Eunice, and he had a really good one individually. But you can't rely on that kind of play. Sisu needs to definitely step up their teamwork or just their general hold in order to take this one.
I feel like this is some better play from Eunice than we've seen during a lot of the season so far, though.
Jonathan on the roam right now by the Bard, maybe just trying to hunt some drones, give the illusion of a roamer. It looks like that's what he's doing as he's playing kind of ready to retreat back down to the main stairs. Ooh, a spray onto Hungry. It was the same angle that Hungry actually managed to get a kill on in the last round. This time he'll take some damage trying to fight somebody. Probably, I think it was Eunice. I'm not sure. Didn't hear the SMG-11, so I don't think it was Muncie, but maybe it was. I didn't see the outline very clearly. Whoever it was, good job to them. And Hungry, a little bit lower on HP, a little bit worse for wear.
Well, not a big deal, though. He's still got some utility left. That's the important thing, is his crossbow being intact in terms of being able to get the job done if he needs to. They've just got to start to find some picks early if they can, try and get some man advantage, because they've had man advantage a lot of these last rounds, and that usually helps with the collapse towards the end, where they're able to kind of pressure a lot of the players from multiple angles. But, you know, the slower they start to push this here, the more that starts to become problematic. But I appreciate their slow and steady pace, somewhat working out for them after those first two rounds. Just, you know, much more methodical.
Yeah. No picks given away early here by Sisu. That's really big. They've been losing a lot of players early, and this looks like it's going to end in a 3-3 unless Penta has some pretty crazy stuff to show us, because Penta have been winning a lot of rounds, yeah, but they've been winning a lot of the rounds where they get early picks. It's a big factor for them.
Especially on Shate, who's actually staying alive this time. At least they have the Jackal tracking some of them, but when that just tells you people are in the basement, you kind of already knew that.
Shate holding the angle on the kitchen doorway, comes off at the wrong moment, sees the heartbeat on the Jackal, will call that out to his team. Also see some players pushing off down by the church wall. C4 goes out, and it will miss, actually. Gets hit by the EMP. A long angle here being played by Ravon, and he takes down Shate. There you go. Pulse dealt with. That's a lot of information gone, and as Blaz eliminates Jonathan, suddenly it's looking great for Penta. They've only got 50 seconds to make this happen. Blaz is confused. His teammates above him didn't know that. EMP coming in to disable those Bandit batteries, which will allow the Thermite to take the wall, but Bandit actually peeks wide and takes down Janix. Will also be able to deny the wall getting opened up. Perfect play from Eunice. He manages to get the exothermic charge, or at least deny it being placed. Yes, he got all of them. There you go. So the wall will not be opened up. 26 seconds left, and the defenders are still persisting, still holding on to their bottlenecks. Penta have to rush down the hallway. Smoke to cover, but not enough to cover your own TK. Ravon makes it work, though. He gets the refrag onto himself, and Jonas, the big plays there in the site, but eventually he gets shut down, leaving just Move in a 1 versus 1. Enemy has the diffuser, but it's against an Echo. The likelihood of Yokai drone in play is significant. The spray comes in, and enemy wins it. Penta end this in a 4-2.
That should not have been winnable for Penta. It's just, I like the Echo at least trying to play smart and playing away. At that point, he might as well have just gone into dirt, though, and played a Yokai drone if he had one. That was just, whew, so close. Now, Penta have had a couple of these close calls, but still, their slower, more methodical play, like outside of those first 2 rounds, seeming to work out for them. They're doing a much better job coordinating. You did see they started to kind of lose a little bit, like get a little bit of shakiness when you saw the player look above himself on the hatch, like, oh, is there someone above me flanking? Oh, no, wait, okay. Like, just that moment of kind of slight confusion, Eunice took advantage of. Getting that kill and then going back and getting the battery down just in time, that was great play from Eunice. He almost single-handedly made that round work, and then getting his second as well, just, it was looking good for them. But unfortunately for the Echo, he was not able to clutch that up. But Penta still looking pretty good, though, despite a lot of really good plays here. Shate needs to probably stop getting picked early on, but at least they're on attack now, so maybe that won't be the case. See at Church to start with here. We had Cash as the starting spot for the Sisu side, so it's interesting they're going to go Church here for Penta side. They are going to bring something different as well. We didn't ever see a Kaed come out from Sisu despite defending the basement. So we'll see if that is a big factor, but nothing necessarily directly for the wall in terms of a mute or a bandit. So Kaed might have to do double duty or just entirely focus on the hatches.
Jonas has had a really good he's had a really good individual performance. He's been putting up a lot of big numbers, and individual plays have been just 10 out of 10. Like, for example, denying that exothermic right on the church wall. That could have saved the round, but it just wasn't enough. I'm surprised that the Echo at the end there couldn't win it.
Move hasn't been... I feel like he's been a little bit weak in this. Yeah, he's had a few struggles, a few mishaps. That could have been winnable by him. It's difficult. You don't really have a high damage output necessarily on that MP5, and so if you're not really
have a bearing.
Or maybe he was using the bearing.
No, I mean, regardless what he had in his hands, if he had the bearing, then that was obviously the right call.
Because I feel like I heard the SD go, the MP5 SD go.
No, he had the MP5 in his hands. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is I think if he had a bearing...
Yeah, he should have been using that. I agree.
Absolutely, because the last guy has to push you.
Yeah.
But whatever. Speculation aside, hindsight 2020, all that nonsense, as you know. And right here in the now, Shate is going to do some early damage to Hungry. That's big for him and his team.
Well, they're going to have to play as methodical, I think, as Penta did, and kind of step up some of those other individual performances outside of the 2 Js. The 2 Js have been the ones who've been stepping up for this team, and the rest of it, they've been good support, don't get me wrong, but it's not been enough to really turn these rounds in the favor of Sisu. There we go.
Janix trying to challenge the drop down here with his teammate. The Kaid Electroclaw is going to be big here. It will suck up those EMPs. Now, here's the thing. Janix also gets a kill onto the main stairs. There goes Jonas. The buck gone. That's nades eliminated. As I was about to say, here's the thing. When you get a Habana and a Maverick Band, that makes the EMPs so much more relevant.
Yeah.
So the fact that 2 were used on that drop down, yeah, you got it open. But now there's only 1 left, and you only have 1 to open the church wall.
Yeah, definitely going to be problematic here. I'm not sure if they have any electric claws left for the church wall. Is there one up there? It looks like it. Okay, well.
No, they set it up for impact tricking. That's what's trying to
I see. Impact tricking. Gotcha.
So they set it up for impact tricking, which means it's going to be easy for Ravon to deny that. Here comes the last EMP. Boonsy does get a refrag, though. It was a little bit late, but down goes Janix, which means that, Penta have lost 1. Flashes to come in to try and allow the exothermic to go off. They haven't fully flashed Ravon, though, and he still has both of his impacts here. So he will likely be able to deny this wall getting opened up, which means every single second that Sisu wastes is really impactful.
They are trying to stop it, but I don't think it's going to. There's the impact going off, denies it.
Oh, it doesn't! Amazing! And that means that Boonsy can take down Ravon just inside his sight. That's his 2nd in the round. It's going to be a lot on Hungry's shoulders. He's got a great kit to hold this, and only 23 seconds to make that happen. 1 shot, 2 shot, down goes 2, but Sisu still wins it. Move with the final kill, and they will keep themselves in this match for a little bit longer. That's soon to be 3-4 for still Penta, but Sisu are getting closer.
Definitely doable here. Looking good for them to try and come back, but that was such a close round. I mean, the impact tricking failing, though, was a big part of that. Of course, it cost them 3 people pushing in the door to be able to make that kill, but they did it. That's all that mattered, is getting that last kill in the end, and finally Move getting a clutch after we were just kind of saying he's been struggling a bit. So good on him to pull that off, but that was definitely close. There was a strong possibility that Smoke could have landed that third shotgun blast and managed to clutch that out. So still a little bit close for Sisu, but both these teams playing pretty well. Outside of Shete getting picked early, I would say neither team is really making a huge amount of mistakes that's really costing them rounds. It's just Penta overall have been playing a little bit better, but it could totally be either team's game at this point. Again, it still looks like a strong possibility of a draw just because of both teams really trying to adjust to each other and make this work. They're going to try the church again, but I don't know if it's going to be the same level of tricking or maybe a little bit better, because you have the hatch tricking and the impact tricking both coming from Ravon and being really key to whether or not they were able to get the control that they needed, as you mentioned, especially with the Thatcher EMPs. It's definitely tricky here.
I'm with you. I'm super surprised that they couldn't hold that wall. That's the big thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, impact tricking, sometimes you have to be on specific walls a little more precise than others. And sometimes, yeah, you just barely don't nail it, throw it at just the wrong spot. Because he was also dodging flashes and things like that, trying to stay a little more mobile, and in doing so might have compromised his angle he had planned.
It's possible. Whatever the case be, what we do know is that right now, these teams are neck and neck. And it's like that's the main takeaway for me, is that all of the rounds we've seen, save for 1 or 2 maybe, have been pretty darn close.
I still feel like overall, though, Penta showing a little bit more edge.
Well, of course,
it might not be enough.
They're at 4-3. Yeah, and I totally agree with you.
The scoreline matches it.
Yeah, the scoreline, you know what? We say a lot. Honestly, we say a lot that the scoreline doesn't fully represent what the match is looking like. This one does.
Absolutely.
It's accurately representing what the match feels like. It's a 4-3 for Penta. They're narrowly edging out Sisu in this match overall.
So far, attacks, though, have been better for Sisu. It's only been 1 round, but they have managed to catch that and break the streak that... It was a 4-round-in-a-row streak for Penta. So they finally broke the streak with the side switch. Can they carry that momentum, or is it just Penta with a slight speed bump is the real question for Sisu.
Yes, we'll see. Now, Moonsey trying to challenge into blue. Jonas there to support him from Oil Pit. There's no one actually holding in blue right now. The entire defensive team is falling back. This is actually really good efficiency from Sisu. I got to point that out. They have blue control now with Boonsey in here and Jonas to support him. So there will be a refrag in case they lose one. Barrel spotted here, and the call will go out. The enemy takes down Move to Hal. That's a good kill early on, but there's a refrag there onto Blaz. The Echo gone means that his Yokai drones will just be for information, and they will not move moving forward. They cannot deny the plant either. Janix has done good work here before, and he will again as Jonatur goes down. Nice angle from Revon, but he misses his shots. Falling back, Boonsey will take down enemy. Hungry onto Jonas. It's a back and forth, but it's all on Shate and Boonsey. Shate, big kill there onto Janix, eliminates the Moto angle, which means that Revon has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. There's also nobody in Arsenal, which means the rotate could come in right now from the attacking team. Both these attackers are low HP. They have to cross Revon. That's the big hurdle here for the attack. And there's 30 seconds to do it, so they're not rushing. They're just going to drone themselves in. But the cross could be fatal. The one big thing is that this shotgun can miss shots and then not influence anything. And since you have people on low HP, that's not the ideal weapon to have right now. Oh, they come off the angle. They allow the cross into Arsenal, but a nice shot from Hungry means it's just Shate. Hungry holding the shield, and he'll lose the fight to Shate. Suddenly a 1 versus 1. Ravon has an impact. No C4 for the denial. He's going to have to go direct. He can open up the wall, though, to deny it on the long angle if he can even see it. And he can! Can he land the shot? Yes! Ravon gets it, and Penta! Another round. 5-3.
That one definitely showed how close it can be between those guys. The jockeying for position, the patience from the members of Sisu on the attack in terms of droning first and crossing. I mean, it was great timing for them. They crossed once Ravon wasn't watching the cross anymore. But that deployable shield really worked against the Thermite trying to cross and then plant. good on, you know, I think it was Shate to try and go for that plant at the end because he really needed to at that point, but just the impact left in the pocket to open up that angle absolutely worked in his favor. Because, of course, had he had to go in the doorway, that could have been a bit of a choke point for him, especially with the shield he would have had to vault. So just those little bits of utility really being used to show how close those rounds are. Again, I like the way that Ravon played that, though. I like that he realized they were pushing from blue, so what does he do? He throws his electric claw down, says, screw the wall, I'm going to focus over here now, stands on the table and just holds it as best he can. That was a ballsy play, and just, I mean, that's why they won the round, is he was trying to play just absolutely as controlling as he could be.
The reason I think that they won the round is because Sisu decided to attack through exclusively
overcommitted.
Blue. They only took into blue. They put one player. That was Jonator, or John.
Still gonna get you.
Every time.
Every time.
That was Jonator coming from the main stairs.
Yeah.
And he got shut down by Janix. So one flank, one single flank player.
Yeah.
That's risky business there for an attack strategy.
Let Ravon just continue to focus.
Yeah.
We'll see how they do here. Is of course PENTA now on match point.
Well, they are on the precipice of match point. Yeah, they are on the. This is, as Parker would always say. I think he stopped saying this, but he would always say the penultimate round.
The penultimate, huh?
Yeah.
The Penta ultimate right now.
Just
to ruin that
I didn't think. What is with you and the dad jokes? Shate will take down Janix from below using his lifeline. Sorry, that's great job from Shate. Good coordination from his team.
I love seeing these shields actually get used, you know, for what they were for, just to showing why people were scared of them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you have to. Sometimes people will say, "Oh yeah," well, people will say, "Well, you could just use an Ashe for that." But honestly, in that scenario, the Ashe is not going to get the kill as easily as the Zofia will.
And it's going to be trickier when Goyo's in play as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's future, right?
Yeah.
Blaz takes down Jonas, so, okay, back to an even man count, but this time 4-4 instead of 5-5. And it'll be an insert here into the garage from Sisu. Ravon's going to have to do some serious work from this position. He's being pincered by 3 people, and he'll just go down to actually 4 make that, as Move is the one to get the kill on Repel. So right now, Sisu taking stride. Long angle plays. Oh, the perfect time for enemy to come off the angle. He just leans, and Boonsy gets the kill because of it.
Not looking good here for PENTA to clutch this out. They still have smoke at least, and some peak holes that Blast can't seem to hit from.
Yeah, some big misses there from Blast, but of course, it was just a juggle on the angle there from the Thermite of Boonsy, so you can't really blame him all for it. Oh, from below.
Flank.
Yeah, Sisu, clean up shop, and they will put it on a 4-5. Still favored for PENTA, but Sisu won't let this run away from them. So far through this match, Sisu has not led since, well, round number 5, actually. It's been a while. PENTA overtook them here, and it's just been a back and forth since then.
Definitely still possible here for this draw. I mean, very likely at this point, but a lot of that round was lost off of missed shots. A lot of angles they had trying to fight the garage catwalk, whether it be the fight on Boonsy or the shots he was taking through the peak hole. A lot of missed shots is what cost them the round. And it's unfortunate when it's just, they had decent positioning, they had decent angles, but just missing and missing. But also a lot of the pressure onto the player on catwalk. You were talking about all the pressure on him. I think it was Ravon trying to play that catwalk, seeing the IQ's head just as he goes behind cover again, and then trying to re-peek it against so many different players. That was definitely not necessarily the play, and just timing, missed shots. It's a bummer to have that be the result of your round, but nonetheless, they're still up a round, so not a big deal. Hungary looking pretty good, but everyone, it looks like, on PENTA contributing, and you could say pretty much the same thing for Sisu. Just Eunice, Shate, and a few other players on PENTA contributing a bit more. It is interesting to see Shate up so many with how many rounds he died at the beginning. Like, there was at least 3 rounds, 2 on defense and 1 on attack. He was the first to die.
Just means that he's influencing these later rounds a whole lot more.
If he doesn't die.
Yeah, when he's not dying, he's doing a whole lot for his team. Those oh, wow, interesting. Double reinforcement on the garage. Okay.
Well, I mean, there's both hard breachers banned, so
that was a call from Ravon to do that.
Yeah.
You can tell that's a call from Ravon because he's the one playing on the catwalk. And what that means is that he can be comfortable because he doesn't have to worry about the breach.
It also means no escape.
So it means two things. Yeah, it means no escape. It means you don't have to worry about the breach. But he's not going to want to escape because he needs to delay for as long as he can.
And not worrying about the breach is great because there's so many angles to fight from that. He can play along so much more of the catwalk.
Yeah, so that means that Ravon doesn't have a lot of faith in himself to hold the garage outright, because if he does hold the garage, and let's say the rest of his team dies, and he's the last man standing, he won't be able to influence the actual site take. That's why you usually have that rotation hold.
Oh.
Damage taken here from Blaz early on, and he'll be finished off by Chate.
He was so close to just barely missing the upside down repeller's head of move, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, just couldn't make it happen.
2 lifelines left their impact ones to make some plays here. Eunice just trying to make a play, and Janix was too far off for him to make it happen.
And he knew that there was a Valkyrie there, though. You could tell by the way he came around that corner. He was hunting for blood, just couldn't find him because of the Legion trap.
Well, there's that breach open now, so at least those reinforcements working for Ravon. But did he just know he just dropped off?
Interesting. So this is just a totally different type of garage hole we're seeing right now from hold from Ravon. Instead of trying to hold on the catwalk, he's just doing everything he can to delay as long as possible. Oh, the Valkyrie big plays here, but Ravon's actually going to be the one to get the kill. That's a pinch from Janix, and Ravon really smart downstairs in the lounge. That means that there is potentially a C4 below that could deny the plant when it comes. Yes, indeed there is. It's on in the hands of Janix. Enemy also has a C4, but he's on the other side of the map right now, so he's working his way back to site. He might run out on the workshop window and try to deny it the manual way.
I mean, I like that they were able to stay alive through a lot of this. The rotate down from Ravon really helped, but Janix here going to be a player.
There are 3 forms of denial in default plant spot right now. C4 from below, the run out from workshop, and Hungry's gas canisters. So this is really big for Penta. First gas canister comes out from Hungry. A delay tactic. A drop here downstairs onto the rappel from Zofia. You could see that Ravon is tempted, but he's not going to commit to it because he's worried about the claymores.
They're going to want to push him from cache stairs. That's what Move's working on here.
He's coming in from the garage. He's got a slight rotation hole here. He can't actually vault that, but he can see enemies through it and try to deny the C4. Oh, sees his enemy, and there it is. Janix goes down. That's big. A huge kill for Move. That means the C4 factor is eliminated, which means there's only 2 forms of denial left for the defense. Ravon gets another kill, though, onto Move, so the refrag is in. Gas canister's coming out, and there's only a few seconds left in the round. Oh, not great timing there for Hungry, but it doesn't matter. He's still doing a great job at denial. C4 comes out. No plant on default spot. It's somewhere else entirely. And since Yonitor managed to get a kill, it's suddenly looking like Penta's not going to be able to salvage this. Enemy takes down Chate, Hungry onto Yonitor, and enemy the melee kill onto Boonsy to finish the round. And Penta take the round and put it on to match point.
That was definitely a close one there, but finishing off Move and being able to help retake, that was definitely the play.
I said Yonitor again.
Stop paying attention.
It's never gonna switch.
It's a good thing they don't really actually care. Right?
He doesn't. I'm pretty sure he'd be super nice about it. He'd be like, oh yeah, no, it's fine.
At this point, it's just funnier trying to do it correctly.
Yeah. So Penta put themselves on match point 6-4 now for them, and they're looking pretty strong. That one was very close, though, to be fair.
I think just a lot of the rotations and the offsite play combined with having one solid player, the smoke, still guarding the site, and their single entry point again being the breach, that actually worked out because as long as Smoke could hold that breach for, that gave everyone else on defense, all the other players like Ravon, I can't remember who's on the Valkyrie, I think it was probably Janix, just to rotate around to different positions.
It was Janix.
And hold angles. I mean, yes, he did lose the fight to Move, but then Move got traded because they knew he was coming back.
He lost the fight to Move, but he also spent like 20 seconds because Move had to rotate there to deny that C4 from below. They knew there was a Valkyrie below. They knew they were going to get C4 from below, so they had to move to deny the Valkyrie and the C4 from below.
And that was the problem, is they only really were focused on one entry point and then had to rotate, but it was so late when they called for that rotation, as you mentioned, they didn't have a lot of time left. The rush up, the cache stairs did almost work because he did whiff quite a few of those shots, but yeah, they needed to kill that Smoke badly.
Mm-hmm. So match point Penta on the basement defense now. They have been looking pretty good on defense here overall.
Interesting, we've only seen Jim once.
Yeah, once because Sisu won 2 rounds in a row.
Yep.
And then
we haven't had 2 in a row for Penta yet.
We haven't seen any, well, 2 in a row in defense.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. We haven't seen any other 2 in a row from the defensive side. It's been actually primarily attacker-sided match so far.
Very much so.
Yeah, 4 defensive wins here total compared to the 6 attacking wins, which is odd for Clubhouse for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting match, and I think that's just down to it not necessarily being one-sided or another so much as just the skill between these teams.
Yeah, both of them really high talent teams, but Penta are just a little bit of an edge right now, it feels like.
As you said, the scoreline reflecting that so far.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
that's an interesting setup, reinforcing that particular barricade.
I'm getting
very rare.
Just for prompting must be. I mean, it is information. Every single barricade is information.
Yeah.
You know,
sound.
I always say, like, you know, if you had an attacking operator that could barricade doorways, even if just like three doorways, you gave him or her a decent kit, people would use that.
That's only since they changed Maverick though, because he used to be able to basically stealth open wood.
Really? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So silent, and you could open up enough to creep through. So yeah.
Well, no. Well, I mean, I'm talking about like an attacker.
Oh yeah. Oh, an attacker that could. Oh yeah.
Jonas gets the early kill here onto Blaz. That's a really nice one, as he just barely got the shot on a very tight angle. And with Blaz eliminated, that's the roam factor for the defense gone, I think. Most of these defenders are probably downstairs now. You've got enemy inside a dirt tunnel, but everyone else in sight right now, or Moto.
Yeah.
So
they're getting droned as well, so the attackers know it.
They were definitely, Penta were banking on Blaz doing a little bit more than he managed to do, but he did waste some time at least.
Looks like they might actually try and open dirt as well for a flank.
Yeah, it's possible. There is an electrical over there, which means an EMP is going to have to work its way there. And it means that only one exothermic charge can play. There goes Move to House. So yeah, the dirt tunnel opened up. That actually means that the second exothermic charge is going to be, well, very important. I don't know where it's gone off, but yeah, it's been the blue drop down. Interesting. Blue drop down and dirt tunnel, but dirt tunnel's no longer a factor because it was denied when Move got eliminated.
Yeah. It was poorly timed push. He really should have been pushing in there where there was a lot more focus going on elsewhere.
Certainly. So right now, it's looking like Penta have this round in the bag. All they need to do is hold out. Janix on a close angle here. He's got to be careful, but he wins the fight against the Buck. Refrag from Chate, though, so it's not all over. Back and forth, here we go. Hungry gets one, and now it's Boonsy's turn. Hungry and enemy on the defense, the last 2, but Boonsy takes down enemy in tunnel. A very precise shot, and now it's all on Hungry. But 20 seconds is the time for the attack to get that plant. Hungry in a great spot, and it doesn't seem like the attack knows where he is. Oh, he sees a shot, but can't land all of them. Boonsy on low HP, but just not low enough for it to be a serious advantage. He has to rotate. Here comes the plant. It's by Black Box. The cover from the bar. What a shot from Hungry. He knows where his last enemy has to be. He sees him on the peak and doesn't land the shot. Thermite wins it out. Boonsy with the clutch, and Sisu still in this match. We go to the final round.
That's got to feel so bad for Hungry to be that close to being done with this map and coming out with the 3 points.
Yeah, just one round. That's all they need. But here's the thing. Penta need those 3 points, man.
Yeah.
They really do. Because they're right next to actually, I think they're in relegation because Chaos. Yeah.
They could leapfrog Chaos if they could just get these 3 points.
Chaos won today. Heck, I forgot to say spoilers. Chaos, well, sorry. Spoilers, I guess, if you don't want full details.
No one's gonna pause it when you say that anyway.
Chaos won today against Empire, which was very shocking for a lot of people. It was a 7-3. It was pretty impressive.
Not as shocking as the second match.
Yeah, no, well, they're all shocking, and I'm not going to even spoil that one because it's not relevant to this one terribly. But because Chaos won there, they actually jumped over Penta, which means Penta needs these points, man. Yeah, they need these points.
They really don't want to have to fight against the beasts.
Sisu is almost certainly going to get into the relegations, right? That doesn't mean they will get relegated overall, but they're going to have to fight through relegations. So for them, it's like, I guess, a pride thing, a stature thing. They've been playing really well.
Yeah, it's also making sure they can... This is practice for relegations at the very least.
In a sense, yeah, because relegations, European... We've been saying it all season, and I'll say it again. European Challenger League is scary. It is just... it's intimidating.
It's not Challenger League, it's Pro League Reserve.
Yeah, it is. It's Pro League Reserve. That's a good way to put it. They got BDS, they got Fours, they've got Team Secret, heck, Game Ward. I mean, the Orglis, I could say all of them, honestly. So we'll just move on from that. This match right here and now is really big because whoever, If Penta loses here, they're more likely to have to play in those relegations. They really don't want that.
This Pest just denying his ability to get past here. He's like, is anyone... Okay, ooh, managed to sneak past it. And that's the problem with those double wide doors. Make it hard for you to completely Mozzie them.
Yeah, the Mozzie drones are doing a great job of delaying. Mozzie is so good, man.
Yeah, the Australian releases was a nice combo of operators.
Yeah. Blast takes down Shate. All right, early advantage Penta, but we've seen an early advantage switch direction late in these rounds through this match frequently.
Well,
there it is.
Yeah. That's Shate down. That's some grenades off the board as well, but at least they still have Junices. See, now I'm doing it.
Enemy on the floor as well, so good job there to Eunice to get that refrag. Nade comes in. Caught by an ADS. Foiled. Could have been a kill there onto Hungry, but that's a typical ADS. A nice peek there from Janix, and move goes down. Now a 3 versus 4. Sisu on the brink of a tie. On the brink of upsetting Penta and their chances of avoiding relegation.
Drag Penta down with them.
Yeah, you're coming with us is what Sisu's battle cry is right now, you gotta imagine.
Well, they're certainly gonna have to fight with a man disadvantage to do so, and time pressure on their side though.
Yeah, Penta has pretty much every advantage right now, except for, I mean, a minute is a decent chunk of time. The only thing is that it's unlikely anything that isn't open is going to get opened by that Thermite.
Not a lot going to change then. It's just down to a lot of good peeking and intel.
Here comes the push from Blue. Jonatur coming up on the angle. He has good control here. He knows that Deep Arsenal is clear. Blaz a C4 kill onto Jonas. Suddenly a 2 versus 4. No, he misses the shot! A triple from Blaz. It's all on Boonsy. He does down Janix, so that's big. 1 versus 3. Sees one in the hallway and hits that shot too. Boonsy's on fire right now, but he's got to persevere through the gas canisters, and that's not going to be an easy task. After that, Hungry with a shotgun on that close angle? Unlikely. And now Janix has just been picked up. 20 seconds remain. He pushes through the hallway. Flashes come out. It's his last one. Just a distraction effort, and it's unlikely to work in the long run. Though, Janix does go down. The call comes out now. 2 for him, but not enough. And it will be Penta winning the match, 7-5.
Definitely a close one, but what are you going to do against 3 players, 2 of them with 2 different kinds of shotguns? That was such a difficult win. And you know what? Boonsy, though, played it really well regardless. I mean, we saw last match from Sisu as well. I was talking about how we hadn't seen Boonsy show up, and he absolutely did. He also showed up quite a bit in some serious clutch situations this time, but it wasn't enough to come out ahead. Hungry and Blast up there in the double digits. 2 other players at 9, 1 at 8. Overall, Penta just doing a fantastic job and, you know, earning their spot back out of relegations. It's unfortunate for Sisu, but nonetheless, they have shown that regardless of the fact that they can't seem to win anything this season, they are at least showing the potential to not get relegated out, but it is going to be so tough for them.
And the story of Sisu this second half of the season has been, we're great, but we can't win matches.
Imagine if you're Chaos right now, they're like, they won the most impressive match of the entire season for them, and then only to get Penta to go, you're back in relegation.
Penta's back up. Now, Sisu have been playing so well. They look great. They look fantastic. They just, again, they're just not, they never get that last, 2 or 3 rounds.
I'm worried they just go back down to Challenger League and then just players get poached again.
Well, I mean, we're not there yet. And let's take a second to focus on the victorious team today with an interview with Penta. And Enemy specifically, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, there you are. How's it going, Enemy?
Hello, Gista. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking, man. Congratulations on your win. I gotta tell you, that was a tense one, man. You brought it down to the wire, but you got those 3 points. You got out of that relegation spot. How's it feel?
I mean, it's not finished yet. We have 2 matches to win.
That's true.
So, yeah, I feel fine. For the moment, I'm fine, but it's not finished. We have to continue like this.
That is a very good mindset to hold in this situation. You're only 1 point above Chaos now after that win.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, that match was, it was crazy. One thing I want to take just a specific focus on is at the very beginning, it seemed like you guys were a little bit slower on your attacks. There seemed to be a little bit of trepidation to begin things. Like we saw, for example, Jonatur holding inside of the garage as the Jaeger droned out for like a solid minute. And it really was costing you guys early on. You lost those 2 first defensive rounds for Sisu. When do you think the tone kind of changed? Where was the shift? What happened? Because at some point, you guys just really started picking it up round after round, 4 attacks in a row. Where did that come?
It's like, I guess, just miscommunication, because like we know someone was maybe on lounge stairs and also picking from main, so one guy was like holding main, and normally these guys have to pick into garage, so it was a little confused, plus the clash on Catwalk giving all the info, so I mean the Jaeger have the good position here to win his duel, so it's why we have to take care, and it's why I ask Janice to hold me on the bridge, and I will kill the clash and we will see after. And it's what happened, but actually we was 4v2 and I pressed the F for plant and didn't work.
Oh, really?
yeah, exactly. I was like 1 second and it didn't work, so I was like, okay.
Were you against like a wall or something, or was it just like one of those like half a second, just not fast enough?
Half a second miss, yeah, fast enough maybe.
Oh.
And yeah, like it's happened. And after we lose these two rounds, Kickstar, I have to be honest with you, we just said with the team, just okay, like we know why we lose right now, so we'll win. And it's what happened for round in a row in attack.
So you feel like that really just spurred you into the moment. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it worked out for you guys in the long run, I gotta say. One thing I also want to take a focus on is you guys have a very different lineup than what you had just a while ago, you know, in the first half and all that. Lots of big changes. And I don't want to get too deep into it, but what I want to ask is, how are you guys feeling overall with your current, you know, your lineup, your composition, how everything's working out in practice? Does it you feeling a little bit more lethal? Because that Penta we just watched today, I gotta say, you guys looked really on point.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this lineup, because like as I said the past week or when we won, Janix is feeling better and better. Sometimes he misunderstands what we asking for, because he just needs more experience, but it will come with the time. The problem, it just have to have more experience, because the aim of Janix is incredible, and yeah, like it's a good guys, good communication. You just need more experience. I mean, Blast, yeah, it's the past guys joined the team in December, and no, what to say about Blast? It's just a fucking beast. Sorry for Toby.
It's okay.
But sorry, but yeah, Blast is like, you can see at the last round, I say Blast 1 blue, boom, headshot, dead. Blast 1 guys here, boom, headshot, dead. Like this guy is insane as well. Like Revan, it's my teammate since years, like 5 years ago now. It's a beast as well. And Hungry, yes, I'm happy about Hungry because he's not dying with smoke by roaming in the 10 seconds, so I'm happy.
All right, one more question before we get to our final conclusion. I've been noticing recently we've been having a lot of double hard breacher bans on Clubhouse. We had one here today in this match. And it does kind of feel like we're stepping, because you were there, you know what I'm talking about when I say we're stepping back into the past, where we're having those strategies, like especially on the basement, where you're only getting pinched from like one or another place, and you know exactly what's going on your defensive side. What do you think is causing teams to start to go to that double hard breacher ban on Clubhouse?
They have to adapt, because they have if they have the automatism to play Ibana and Termite, they have to adapt, and yes, they have to pitch one side. GiFu doing something interesting, because they open actually the hatch in blue to take the control, and they open in tunnel. So it was not a bad idea, but we managed it one time good and one time not. But yeah, but we like to actually to ban one breacher, because like we feel more comfortable if they attack like on front, or we know the side where they're attacking. And by the way, you can see as well what is coming up from the past is like the solo roaming is working better and better as well. And Blast was so at the before, like at the 6-5, it was really near to have a double kill, but he just don't see the barricade on bar. But the solo roaming is also a part of the back of the pass.
Yeah, it is definitely kind of a holler back. And I mean, you were there, you know what I was talking about with that. But
exactly,
anything you want to say to the viewers, your friends at home, everybody watching before we conclude?
Thank you for everyone. Well played to my teammate, well played to Sisu, and thanks for the support, guys. Again, and yeah, buy the Twitch kit. Like it's it's really good one. We don't use the Twitch during Strat, but it's a really good one, so buy it. And yes, that's good. We'll try to continue like this, and we want to stay in Pro League for sure. So we will work for that for sure.
Thank you, Enemy, for your time, and congratulations on your win and getting out of that relegation spot. We'll catch you later.
Thank you, Kista. Bye.